Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, I know. I've been double busy with the StayGrafting workwear, but we're back on the channel, and today we have got a Rako smart lighting system installed. So we've got all the switches going in, all the panels, dimmer modules, switch modules, and everything getting second fixed. So let's take you through the whole process of start to finish Rako smart lighting system. Let's do it. First of all, let's take you through all the bits that we have got. So these are all the switch face plates going in. So they have your different channels on it, your dim, up and down as well. This is the switch module that you get. That is just all data cable, single punch down, straight into the back of there. They also come with little jumpers on here, but as you can see, we've taken them out because we don't need them. We've wired all the switches in a ring, so we don't need the jumpers on this one. The PIRs, these are going in all the bathrooms for the LED strip lights to get out. So they are just Ethernet pole, just quickly connect, done and dusted. These are the Rako racks, so they are your 1 to 8 channels. That is where all the switch lines will go. So the switch lines will go into here, and then this will be your main, so your permanent side, and then you feed in from the DB. This is the back plate for it, so all your neutrals, earths into there with your link cable to link each rack together. Then we have the rack link. So this is where your data cable goes for all your switches. It's really self-explanatory, really. All your colors for your switches can be single punch down into there, and then that is where your end of line link, this goes back to. So that, all your switches will tell that to activate all these channels. We have the Rako hub. So this hub connects it all, does all the magic, connects it all to the control 4 so you can get the smart lighting on your phone. And that is pretty much it. This is where we need to make it off to. So the trunking's ready to go, cables are ready to go. I think we've got a list of each one that goes into each rack. So we get that all mounted up there, and then we'll check in with you in a bit. So all the racks, they all join through these knockouts. So all we want to do is just simply take all the knockouts out, and then that will be our cable access from one link to the other. So on the sides, obviously, we're going to knock these out for all our twin and earths, all our switch lines. They just get sliced like so with a Stanley, and then that will just butt up to the trunking. We'll have all our switch lines coming into there, and then these join together. So with the racks, this is what I mean about them clipping together. So that will just slide onto there, and then that is the whole route through for the cable to join them all together. So if you've never installed Rako before, basically what we do is we take a data cable as a ring to every switch. So we'll wire it as one big ring, and then take them back to the rack link at a board, which we're doing now. And then we will have all our switch lines, which also come from the racks, which is at the DB area we're doing. The switch lines will go from there out to each individual switch line. So say for instance, living room spots, that would be a switch line. Living room LED, that would be a separate switch line. Bathroom fan, bathroom spots, every single lighting and 5 amps are separate switch lines going out from the rack links, from the rack, going straight out. So basically it's a smart lighting system. You can have a control 4 and the different channels set up. Once it's all been programmed, it can all be programmed to have different channels. So you can have your front door switch, do the whole house if you wanted to. It can all be programmed to do different channels. So that is pretty much it. So let's sort of walk through what we've done there. We have got all the racks mounted now. So rack 1, rack 2, rack 3, and the rack link. They all take 8 switch lines each. So we've pretty maxed it out. So each one has 8 cables going to it. The feed, of course, so each individual rack has its own feed, including the rack link from the board. So they're all taped up now, but they have their own individual feed that goes to each rack. This is what I'm talking about with all the switch lines. So these are all separate switch lines. So one could do the spots, one could do the fan, one could do the LED. They're all separate switch lines that have run out to the spots or LED, 5 amps, whatever you want, and then come back here. So now we just have to get these second fixed. What I usually do is strip them back, relabel them to there, and then we get all the earths away, all the neutrals away, and then we sort of just cable tie them in to where they're gonna go. So I know the switch lines are gonna go about here, the permanents about here, and the main feeding about there. So we get them all cable tied neatly to where they need to go. So let's get that second fixed and then we will check in with you. First Rako rack is done. So let's go through sort of the method that we sort of took to second fix it. This is the first Rako rack. So second fix wise, we're just taking all our earths into the earth bar, cable tied them. We also don't forget to take a link from the earth bar background, because I always take the feed straight to the bars. I just find it a bit easier, but make sure you continue that link to the main feed. And also the same with the neutrals. So the neutrals we just took in, cable tied, link from there to the main feed into the panel. Then we've got all our switch lines just marked up to what we've got on the pad, and then all our permanents to just go in the bottom of the rack. So now we can get the rack on and second fix these. That is now the first panel second fix. So we've got our main feed in from the DB, all our permanents, this is key pretty much. So what you want to do is set out all your racks with what you've got and stick to them, because it makes it so much easier when programming as well. So that will tell you if you need a dimmer or a switch module. Also, so stick to that, and then we have got all our switch lines. So we put all our switch lines into the different channels, 1 to 8. Like I said, you put your switch or your dimmer module. So if you've got a fan, for instance, that is not going to dim down. So that will just need a switch module. If you've got spotlights, that will need a dimmer, because you'll be able to dim them up and down. So now we're just going to crack on with the rest of them, and then we will come back once we do the rack link. We've finally finished all 3 racks. All the 3 racks are linked up with the Ethernet cable. So we start at the top, that just links down to there, then that links down to there, and then we link it into the rack link just in this bit here. So with the rack link, you just take this front plate off, and then the main feed goes behind that. So that is the main feed from the board for the rack link, and that is second fixed in them connector blocks. And then we have our 2 data cables for all the switches, and then the Rako hub for the control 4 to go in. That is the rack link, all second fixed, data cables in. It's really self-explanatory, really. All your colors are labeled there, so you just follow that. Rako hubs in. So now we're just gonna start getting the modules in for that, the dimmer and the switch modules. So we just go through this list and get every single module in, and then we can liven it up and take a look. Rako all livened up, the lights are on, the switches just need to be programmed. Sometimes every flat's been different really. Every time we turn it on, the switches are always different. So sometimes they work straight away, sometimes they don't. So it just needs programming, but as long as they got power at the switches, then it's all good to go. That is the Rako smart lighting system install video. Pretty much wrapped up. The only sort of thing I didn't really mention was if you have got more than 4 racks going in with more switch lines out to your lights, you will need an extra rack link. So that is the only thing I can sort of think of that I missed out maybe. If I have missed out anything else, be sure to put a comment in. But yeah, we're just going to wrap the video up there. I totally forgot to wrap it up on the day we was doing it. So now it's a different day. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Stay grafting, lads.